Pisces, how you going? So I will explain what this reading is about as we go forth on our path. But I thought I would do, I've got us to do Pisces and then also Aries to do as well. But I thought I would break the weeklies and bi-weeklies down by just doing it as a twin versus twin. So it's a bit like a mirroring spread, but I incorporate loads of stuff into it. But we'll see how we go forward. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Show me Pisces for July for twin flame reading for Pisces. One card, please. Show me Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for July. Pisces. So we'll go this way. Whoa, we've got too many cards. Too many cards. We'll stick with that one. So either way round, if we look at it, okay. The devil energy, that came out in someone else's reading. That's weird. Libra reading. So if you look at your Vedic chart, okay, your Vedic chart, I actually have Capricorn in my Venus, right? But I have an ascending sign of Libra. So if that's going to relate to you or not, I really don't know. But if you've not looked into Vedic charts, try looking into that. But generally, this is a really good energy. It's a very strong pull that you have, but because you've got like Archangel Michael's sword of slaying away any kind of interference of anything that's dark. Now, devil energy can also mean a very, very, very strong passionate pull towards your twin flame. Okay, very strong passionate pull. Now, codependency can come in so many different forms. Okay, it can be self-worth issues. It can be fear of abandonment. It can just mean fear, like just literal fear of movement. So, because we've got this, a lot of you might be considering quite a few different options because of the cards that are coming out. So, generally, traveling, because this would be like paperwork, documentation, traveling, taxes, being taxed or taxing, a new job opportunity, a new future prospect opportunity, something that might indicative with traveling, but cutting away anything that's restricting you. So it would also mean where you're going to be reflecting or are reflecting through your twin of where you feel safe, because it's coupled with these cards at the moment, which is like slaying the beast. So some of you might have cut out a Capricorn, okay? Now, if not, and it's a general energy of just the devil, or if they haven't got Capricorn in their chart anywhere, then you're literally cutting out the energy of the devil, which means like no interference of fear, no interference of past. If this is someone new, because the ace would mean someone new, this is generally someone that's also very clairvoyant, you know, because it's pretty much the first cards out, you know. It's a lot to do with traveling and communicating with your partner, whoever you're with, but communicating about this very strong connection that you've got with them, okay? Now, because it's also the sort of truth of communication also, the communication at the moment between you and your twin, if you are, depending where you're on your path, and you are in contact, you're contacting, I picked up the film with Jodie Foster, Contact, feel like you're probably an alien, right? Contact, like traveling, time traveling, wasn't it? Contact was time traveling. So you might feel like you're time traveling, but you're like traveling. And it could be like a long distance, because it was to do with contact was like, wow. It was in contact with the deceased. Sorry, I'm going extremely cold. The deceased, because they appeared as a mother or father, didn't they? When she met the person right at the end, and she accomplished that in that film. I don't know if you've seen it, Contact, Jodie Foster. The alien appeared as like her mother and father that were contacting her and told her how much they loved her and how much they did. So if you've got a deceased parent, oh wow. Now I know my twin does, and we've spoke about this. If you've got a deceased loved one, they love you very, very much, and they are literally making me go cold. So they are saying that they put this together through divine timing of something that the person that you're literally in contact with now, thank you, Spirit, the person that you are now in contact with, they are very passionate about you, on you, them, and you are literally in contact where this was put together by the divine. But this was also put together, thank you, this was also put together by, if you've got people that have been deceased, recently deceased, or a long time deceased, they have put this together because they know that whatever it is, what I'm going through, but I like to show you all the where we're going to. I forget the song, but they put it together for a lot of things that they know that the person that you're with will either, one, if it's bad, still show you something good in the end, and if it's two, someone really good, it will still show you more about each other, because you're going to be reflecting a hell of a lot through this period of July, where the communication is going to be about codependency, but fear of like self-worth, value, and fear of someone's probably pride or appearance of pride, or fearing abandonment, or things to do with, like I just channeled through deceased loved ones, of like where it could happen within childhood, of things that could have happened in childhood, or where things could have happened like where it was to do with like the loss of like a parent or a person that was very important to you. It's them in a way that has put this together, because I've channeled it and I've felt the cold feeling. Some of you could be feeling like a cold feeling, but no, not a cold feeling, like a very strong, like hot and cold, like hot and cold. 1 minute I'm blowing hot, next minute I'm cold. I don't pick it up as like, this will channel through different Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus people or cross watchers. Some of you, it will be a hot and cold feeling of like heat, like a very heated sexual desire, also like a sexual desire, very much through passion and connection of distance, but also communication of being like a heated passion desire. But then also some of you, it might relate to, so you might like have hot or cold flushes if you're a man or a woman, because I'm picking it up as like hormonal as well, like hormonal, like playing havoc with the, oh god, I have to say this, like the intestines kind of thing, like with man or woman. It's it's showing like a lot of desire, it's difficult for me to say that because I'm a guy and I kind of express a lot of myself to women, you know, but that is very true in twin flame relationships. There is a hell of a lot of passion and sexual desire, and through this, what Spirit has put this, thank you thank you, what they have put this for is to help through a lot of codependency issues of also sexual desire, but also truth of codependency, of fearing loss, of abandonment, of like the mother, father, children, daughter, you know, brother, mother, what, you know, parenthood kind of things, but also a lot of like sexual desires, what I'm picking it up. But they're saying that they've put this together because the person that they know that you're indicative with does have certain of those qualities of where there might be some kind of appearance or addiction quality, or like it might even mean like a desire, a sexual desire, but whatever way around that is of this codependency feel, it's being cut away by passion and truth, and it's being cut away by where reflection. So reflection. So if we look at mirroring and reflection, right? If you look at yourself as like a magnet, and when we come up within the Doreen Virtue deck of when it says you have a strong passionate desire or a magnetic connection with someone. So if you imagine it as if it's within distance and you have this strong passionate desire for someone, if you take out the quality of your meat suit and you just look at the essence of your soul, of how that reflects through triggering, okay, triggering. So what you can learn through that is if you imagine yourself as like an energy that gravitates above your twin or your other person, no matter what it is, through connection, okay, spiritual connection. You imagine yourself that you are like hovering over them, and you trigger people off through something that's said or done through past life, where that can also bring up that. But it can also things that what happened with people of a past where that had the devil attached to them through anything that was very toxic. So if this is a new person or even old, but I'm picking up this as new, okay, the new, what that will do is you will trigger through communication of connection, where you will psychically all of a sudden just start saying things of also sexual desire. but you will also say things of a nature where it's like, how the fuck did you know that about me? You just literally said something that someone else said to me before, or well, it triggered off something from my childhood before, or it happened, or this just happened, and you just said exactly the same as that person, right? That's triggering. So when you start to work on things with the new, okay, you start to elevate yourself through this passion and desire of a pull, of a connection. That is really what it's doing through the Seven of Cups energy, is that it pulls that darkness from you of past life. The Seven of Cups would also be about desire and past life, kind of reflection of the ego. So it pulls that ego and it triggers it off in order for it to come up for release, okay? So then if you're indicative with like the one, then what you do is you work on that together and you find it very easy flowing where you just trust, because this is a trusting bond. For some, I'll go on to bad spins if they're not bad spins with people and you're like, no, you know, I'll try and give you both stories, but you will be pulling that from them through connection. And it doesn't matter whether you're from fucking Earth or Mars and you're both on different planets, you would still be able to feel this connection, and it's unbreakable connection of being put together, of releasing this truth of darkness that is from someone that you might have been indicative with that was not honest and that it was toxic for you, okay? Or the fact that it's going to trigger off a lot of things where you will be manifesting and triggering a lot of things through your twin that will bring things up for reflection. So this is also going to relate through all the things that are happening through astrology at the moment that's going to trigger everything off for release. And then what you do is you can imagine that's gone, and you just all of a sudden think, oh God, I feel so much better today. Why is that? That's your twin. That's your twin flame that has literally brought something up for you to closely look at. And then when you communicate with your person, then what that does is that you find that this is the most important part of the deck for me. It's the 8. It's the universal energy of Christ also. So you would both have religious factors also, thank you Spirit, religious factors where that can relate to ethnicity or religion or even spirituality. This would be spiritual, this would be more religion, but also religion and spiritual. They're both, because you've got both kind of emerging of energy of where it's like you would have great discussions about religion and also spiritual growth, spiritual path. This is also an energy that needs to be sacrificed, you see. So this is actually sacrificing that. This is actually sacrificing that quality about you through this trigger and through the manifesting this connection through spirit that's pulling, you see, it's like pulling. Now, thank you, Spirit. You've got to be very careful, Pisces, and I will mention this. When this energy, even through these cards, but I would do this without the cards, and I have done, but when this energy pulls this way, you've got to be careful of a past life karmic attachment. Doesn't pull this way, and that's what through reflection of retrograde can then come up for release, where someone toxic from your past can come back with God knows, right? So that's manifesting strength. So when you pull this way can then feel that loss of codependency. So then that can relate to danger, because you can then get pulled back into a cycle depending on what happens, but go back into a cycle of like strength, literally, to come out of karmic illusion and to come out of people that might have been so toxic in your life that it took you great strength to release that, okay? And then when you pull this way, you then start to walk this way, which means you walk towards your karma, which would be like 7, but this is 8 of the sign of Christ. So Christ and also the deceased loved ones of spirit of guided, divinely guided through the 2 of Cups would mean pulling this way for you to go to something more fulfilling in your lives, because it's also being pulled this way, you see, being pulled this way. So my advice would be is that if there was anyone extremely toxic in your life that caused so much confusion, an illusion of self-worth, of where it could have been like standing on eggshells, where you just daren't, and you was afraid to say things, or you were afraid to be yourself, or it was so restrictive and so bad because it was the first card out. If it was so bad, and this is the other side of the story, be careful that the person that you know is for you and that is really good through this connection, that you hold on to that and you continue to walk that way. Okay. When you do, if the past returns, that would be judgment. You would be judged upon and called upon an action to cut that away. Also, see, cut that away. Cut out the past. Cut that thought, that feeling, that notion, the people, whatever it is that you have to do yourself. Cut that person, thing, feeling, energy off, out, you know. That's also what it's saying. Through the good, this is a very passionate, strong connection and desire that you've got to be with somebody. That's your person. Okay? That's the good spin. The bad spin is also saying, the bad spin of this card, cut it away. The devil always hit the ground running. Newton Faulkner, hit the ground running. Look at the song, it's a really good song. But Lucifer, and I did that with the plate, I haven't actually got the plate, but hit the ground running through a cycle. And he was sacrificed and hit the ground running. Span it out of control, the Wheel of Fortune, but also the sign of Cancer, which also mean the Chariot. Okay? So then he did that, and then obviously went below. So he wouldn't own up to responsibility. Okay? So if someone does come back and they own up to their responsibility, that would still be judged upon and called upon you in order to make that action of a counter-reaction, action, action, counter-reaction. Okay? You know what I'm saying, Pisces? Because this is like so above, so below. You know, it's a bit like the manifesting part. So below, so above. What are you trying to say, Spirit? So above. Someone wants to be above you, above the truth. Like could be for some people. Please don't blame. I'm not saying you're going to Pisces, but I have to go with the messages. Someone could be thinking that they're so above you that they won't give you the truth. That they won't. The devil energy can hold so much energy in the devil energy, where it can be so strong and good of a passionate desire, where it would release a lot of this toxic behavior through new, okay? But it would also bring back the old too, you know. So through this pull of where a chain would pull you, break a chain to make a chain, that happens to be part of my, and that happens to be my soulmate. Thanks, babe. Right? But, and she will laugh, she's also a Pisces. So that's also, I mean, that might not be Pisces, but that is generally what I used to teach people. And sorry if I'm wagging my finger, but like, to be a leader and to be truly motivated in what you want to be in yourself, you have to find that strength to keep pulling this way, because that would be your karma, you see. Your soul knows the direction that it's going in, and the only thing that stops you from going in your direction is fear, is the ego, is the pride. It's the pride that keeps the ego alive, the fear, the anxiety, the yearning, the turning. It's everything. But this is cutting that away. It's a really good card to have with this devil, because this is guided. This is, you know, Archangel Michael. This is Michael saying, cut the shit, Pisces. Cut these people out. If they make you feel very restrictive or very codependent on things, even if they're good people in your life, and it just probably happens to be like family members and stuff, but they're good people and they're part of your family heritage and all that kind of stuff. I'm picking up heritage and picking up like religion and heritage. It wouldn't really matter. It doesn't mean that you have to be nasty to people, but it just means you have a path in order to walk and to explore of freedom, and that you are always still the most important person to you in your life, because you're the most important person to God. You know, you would be. I'm not going to get into religion, but, you know, thanks, babe. Sorry. But, you know, generally this is like something that would answer the call. It would show up as the person that it really is, you know. So if the person that shows up is really restrictive and codependent and makes you feel like you're just like fucking stuck and you just got no idea, that's how they're going to show up, like that, right? Like this. That could be the I'm above you, like kind of that. I'm going to show up in that manner, like I always have done, right? Because we did have this coming out, and this is why I've done us a twin versus twin, so I can break it down. if the person does come back in your life and they keep showing up the same way they always have, and it makes you fear things, to say things, to do things different, to be someone different, to not really want to say anything to them, or to see, if it's still very, very prominent in your head, that's still your karma of what the Three of the Three of Swords. It's not your feelings that get hurt, it's your head that gets hurt of what you see, think, smell, taste, touch. That's why it's swords. Your heart, if you feel your heart, you can't feel, oh my God, my heart is literally hurting because it's broken. No. It's only your head that hurts because of what you see, smell, taste and touch of codependency of like, if it is bad, that's what hurts, you know. So when you can cut that thought and that notion away, then it goes away and then you think more clearly, right? So you have awakenings and then you start to be very gifted and clairvoyant and you start to hear things. Some of you might be starting to hear things, you know, see things, dream things, you know, becoming bigger, growing as your soul. This is so important, this card to me, because communication's key of any direction that you want to go in life. If you decided that you wanted to go anywhere but you couldn't talk, you know, someone can't talk. I just picked up like someone can't, like someone does literally feel like strangled. It's like that taste in your mouth, like that you know, it might not be, but it's kind of like oh God, you know. But that's no tea, no shade on people, but that's just the energy I'm picking up of like, oh God, I've just heard this truth, or I'm, you know, or something. We'll see, Pisces, but you see where I'm going with the cards, you know. It's a pull this way. And when you pull this way, this is when it comes up spiritual. You look at spiritual, okay. It comes from your head, of your energy and your soul and your essence. You pull that way, and the darkness can appear back into your life for you to cut that away, okay, with truth and honesty, which whatever that would be within yourself of how you would handle that, you would handle that. But this would be someone that shows up as they truly are. Things will always appear as they truly are. You know, we're reaching for death from the end of a candle. We're searching for something that's already found us. We always appear as what we truly are. You know, we manifest ourselves through our soul value, worth value of the connection that we can have with the good. You know. So tell me more and give me one more message of like what's happening within this side of this would be okay. So if we go on for general of like like a reflection of like you and them, this is someone that's very like open and like, oh well, you're just so open, I can just talk to you like all of the time. It's just like, it doesn't matter the distance, it doesn't matter how, like whether we can actually see each other. This is a feeling of like Dionysus of like open-ended discussion where it just, you cannot fucking stay away from one another. Now if this is the good, this is still that. This is where you might need to reflect through a lot of this, but it's healing it anyway, regardless of any situation, because this is just like, I cannot fucking hide. I cannot hide from you. I cannot hide any of this codependency. I cannot hide anything that I fear. I cannot not speak my truth to you, because what the truth it is that I speak to you is about all this. This is what we talk about. This is how we reflect on one another. This is how we truly communicate with one another, because we are pure. We are purity. We are divine, is what I'm picking up. Divine through devilishness of like a horny devil is what I'm picking up. For some, through because it would be desire, you know, desire, because that's the first card out. So, but I would also, if you are indicative with a Libra, I would watch Libra, and I'm not just saying it, but I would watch the extended. I would, because you'll probably relate a lot of this to that. But let's see. Tell me more about this 8. This side, please. 8, because these are all very religious cards. You know, 8, Archangel Michael. So this is Christ. This is guided of Christ, of like divine, of like spirituality and Archangel Michael. And so is this. You know, it's part of like sacrificing things and religion and culture and cultural belief and manifesting and talking and, you know, let's see. So the 8 of Wands. Tell me more about this side with the 8 of Wands. Through the 8 of Wands, please, Spirit. Tell me more about the 8 of Wands. Eight of Wands. So you've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is someone again that shows up. Someone that shows up with a huge opportunity of manifesting something into like, well, I've got like a really good job offer. You know, we could literally do this together. We could communicate together and talk about where we would build this new project also together, like a manifesting of what you would also still do through, sorry, but my dog's going ballistic, of how you would manifest this opportunity into fruition through talking about, well, we could, like, I've got an opportunity here for you, you could do this here and you could do that there, you know, and we could both go in this direction here with truth. Okay, so some of you could have two opportunities in that coming in. You could have someone that you could travel and see and talk to that you're very like open discussion with, and then it would also be about where it could have to do with finances and money, but it would also be like an opportunity of travel, but someone that's going to show up with like a big opportunity of like, well, we could, you know, we could actually make money together. We could actually do something where we could own a house together, you know, like a house on the prairie at the bottom. Like, my door's always open to you. Like, my door's open. This is like the door on the doors, right? The doors are already open. When the doors of perception are cleansed, things will appear as they truly are. Was that Nietzsche, right? Was it a poet? When the doors of perception are cleansed, things will appear as they truly are. Things will appear as they truly are over this period of time with you, Pisces. This could be an opportunity with someone really open-ended and good, and this could be an opportunity of someone that comes back with the truth, or you go back with the truth, or this is like a backwards-forwards feel for some people, like a backwards-forwards. If it's a general energy of the one person, this is just like loads of opportunities that are going to arise through this time of traveling, paperwork, documentation, speaking truth, double-edged sword, cutting away the codependency, cutting away old people. And then there's another major opportunity of like work, career, finances, traveling, you know, documentation, all that kind of stuff. But there is also this devil energy that is also prominent for some of you that we did have through the weekly, right? So tell me more about this Ace of Swords. Tell me more about this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, sorry. Ace of Swords. Please tell me one card for the Ace of Swords, Spirit, please. One card for the Ace of Swords. Tell me more about this side. With the Devil and the Ace of Swords. Tell me more about this story with the Ace of Swords. Oh, there's too many cards. Too many cards. Okay, we're going to have to take them. We're going to have to take them and see how we get on through this as a story, because this is like one quick story. So there you go. So this is, so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. So there you go, 7. Someone has like a very codependent also, someone. So we're kind of going into good spin, bad spins. That drinks a lot, or would involve you into a third party situation if it's the bad, and would like entrap you. This can be a Scorpio energy for some, Scorpio energy that would also have probably air in their chart, maybe, but is a Scorpio energy. You got Taurus energy, but because of these cards here making a 7 of like you know, would put you into an illusion of the 7 of Cups, of entrapment, possibility of entrapment. We'll have to clarify these and see what this story is more about, because you've got like also not wanting to accept an offer from the past, and it's more concentrated on the 3 here, which is the divine union of here, right? But the 3 is still here. So because them two making that a 7 is that if anybody does come back from your past that's toxic, that would be like an entrapment feeling again. and they would put you back into like karmic illusion. Karmic illusion. Karmic illusion. Yeah. Because someone just doesn't open up. Someone doesn't open up. This energy can represent a Taurian energy, right? Which can represent being stubborn. It's a general, doesn't mean mother or father. It can mean being very stoic and stubborn, meaning like I have the power, like I want the power, and I have the power, and I have that power over you where I could just keep you trapped, literally stuck and trapped, where it would cycle you with confusion. So through the Seven of Cups of feeling, it would put it back into your head of being trapped, where you just would have to release yourself from it. You have to release yourself from this devil energy, okay? You have to release yourself from this devil energy. You have to also move for some of you. But for some of you, if this is not like a returning of the past, this would be where there's a decision that needs to be made about traveling, right? About traveling. And it means that you might be working hard at the moment and you might be esoteric or something like that, okay? But it means that there's going to need some kind of movement, right? Some kind of movement. There's going to be an energy shift, I would say, also, where it's going to take you to move. And it could be like from an energy that's very stubborn, and it could be like a mother or father for some of you. And that's the Seven of Cups of the decision that karma would state that you have to make this decision to sacrifice something, right? To sacrifice something for you to like move out of this energy, meaning it's going to take strength from yourself to move from this energy. It's decisions that you're still going to make through this truth here, that you've got to move away from energy, any energy that keeps you stagnant, because that can be like power. I have power over you and I have power over you kind of thing, right? I'm disappointed with the reading at the moment because I didn't want those cards to come out all at once. I like to have one card at a time, but they did come out. This is also cutting away like third party relationships, because this is like anything that's third party and that keeps me in illusion or delusion is out. But because of that, and because of the following cards, you've still got someone that would still entrap you into a lot of fucking entrapment. Where because this can be someone that's very, regardless of the sign, someone that's very stubborn. Don't take the sign out. It doesn't matter if you've got it in your chart. It can relate to someone that's very stubborn, that will just keep you at home, like a locked wife or a locked husband, or like I'm just gonna entrap you, right? So it can relate to like a mother or father type sort of thing, right? A mother or father or a family thing. Okay, so they wanted me to talk about this channeled message. The channeled message from this person that was like a mother that had a lot of stature, or person that you had that was deceased, maybe. Possible Gemini, Gemini, Taurus. This card is Gemini or Taurus. But generally is an energy of like a mother figure, or for some a father, but I'm picking it up as more of a mother. They've guided this to happen. And they're saying trust. They're also saying trust. And open up. But this is the divine through the good. This is not the divine through the bad saying trust the bad. It's fucking not, you know. It's not. I would not lead someone into karmic illusion. I'm on about a channeled message from a mother that is saying trust. Because you've got an 8 and an 8 here, right? And that's the divine. That's the divine saying religion, and also the divine of Christ, and also connection, that it's saying, please pull yourself away from whoever this is, to move away from entrapment. Do not entrap yourself with fear. Do not entrap yourself with the past. Do not sell yourself to the devil. Do not sell yourself short of your own self-worth and value. Do not sell yourself to realize that you are the most important person to me, or to yourselves. To yourselves. Please don't keep over-analyzing and probably too much of something, like doing something too much. So I'm relating this to, like, obviously my mother, which is not deceased, but knows that I need to move, like I need to, like, travel, like get away. Someone's saying get away, like not get away. Someone is channeling saying get away from this. If this is a very toxic energy, the deceased loved one is saying get away from that, get away, and go on a getaway. Get away. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Get Away. Look that song up, Get Away. I think it was on the newest album that they did. It was Get Away, I think. Brilliant song. Someone was going on a getaway, but someone's like knowing that you're getting away, and that it could, if they know you're getting away, that's kind of, for some people, that they would put you back in this state. They will put you back in this state. The divine through 2 8s is saying that you have a great opportunity here, and to not give in to temptation. Do not give in to temptation to go backwards, regardless. I mean, that was always generally in my eyes, is to never ever go backwards to karma. When you've experienced a lot of karma with someone and it was painful, my advice would be never go back to anybody. It wouldn't. And it would never be in my eyes. Never ever go backwards to anything that was so codependent and restrictive. You know, always, the path is always forward in spirituality or even religion. The path is always forward, you know, always forwards, never backwards. Never go backwards, always go forwards. You know, move. It's like the chess game is what I'm picking up. Chess game, move, but I just heard move. Yeah, move. If you need to move, move. If you need to move, move. Yeah, we're going to dig more into what this is, Pisces, over on Patreon or over on Vimeo still, okay? But this one will be in the monthly folder over on Vimeo if you want to just watch the one reading. But a lot of you are over on Patreon, I really do appreciate that. And obviously you still have access to the monthlies and these readings that I'm going to do. And we'll dig deeper into what that is. If you are, if you are over there, you can obviously watch the Libra one. And my advice would be watch that one too, But because these cards flew out all in one clump, it's a bit... I really wasn't hoping, and it was going to be a general easy story, but you do have an energy that is around you. Thank you. You do have an energy that is around you. Now that can literally be an energy or a person. Because this can be like, I'm celebrating because I want to be with the divine union of three. Like, I want to travel and get away, like get away. I want to get away and meet like the divine of like my three of cups, my person, right? But this energy here then is like portraying of like a stubborn, stuck fucking like you know, I'm just like stuck in my own way, or I'm just stuck. So it can relate to some of you of like, if the old back, what's that? The old back. Here's Johnny. But the old, we had red rum before, right? Red run, rabbit, run. Here comes the farmer with his gun. Oh shit. Damn. But you had red rum before, right? Red rum for a Virgo reading, weren't it? Red rum. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to go over to the other side, but they are a Patreon, or that if you want a personal reading and it's like this, it will be like this via Skype, or it will be a recorded reading. But if you want one of these indicative to your person and you, I've got a little bit more time left in order to do a personal reading if you want to contact me via the email below. But all the links will be below, monthly or Patreon. Okay, all right guys, peace.